Oh, hi there, and welcome to another episode of One of Swords TV. My name is Dan Amrick. I'm the community manager for Activision, and on this show I try to very briefly answer one of your questions that you have sent to YouTube at oneofswords.com. If you have a question about the way the game industry works, or Activision, or some specific Activision game thing, and you know, I've been around for a while, so I might know the answer, or I might be able to find the answer for you. So that's what I try to do. This week our question comes from Adam Wells, who asks a really good question. He said, with all this talk of next-gen consoles and the concern over being able to play used games or not play games, it got me thinking, why have game publishers formed such good relationships with retailers who sell a lot of used games, like GameStop, and offering exclusive content and swag through pre-orders through those retailers, when those same retailers are undercutting them at the same time with used game sales, which drives GameStop's sales model, but takes so much money away from publishers and developers? It's a really, really, really good question, Adam. The truth is, right now, the way that the industry is, there's no better way to sell a game than to partner with a store that can, that's in your neighborhood. I personally do a lot of my shopping online. I do it on Amazon. That's just the way that it fits my life. But I also drive by Best Buy every day, and I shop at Best Buy, and Best Buy also sells, used games and buys games back from people on trade-in programs. It's sort of, I've got to believe that if it wasn't good for both parties, they wouldn't do it. This is me speaking, not on behalf of the company on this one, but, retailers are still a really important part of the chain, and I think it's why we haven't seen games go purely digital before now, because, if you cut out that retail partner, when you walk into a game store, what do you see? You see a lot of promotion. You see these stand-ups, cardboard standees. You see, cases of games that are coming soon. And that sort of foot traffic really does drive pre-orders, and it drives awareness. It makes people go, oh, there's a big cardboard thing for this game. That must be a really big deal. I should find out more about it. It's the same as if, I used to work in a record store in high school, and we were constantly putting up flyers and promos and, fake album covers and stuff like that for albums that had just come out. The record company was pushing, and occasionally our retailer would have special promotions, like, hey, you should, we want an end cap, right? That's always the big thing in retail. We want something that's not just on the regular shelves, but we want something that jumps out at you that's in a different place, a place of special attention in the store. And I remember doing that, and helping create displays that were more creative or, would catch your eye or whatever like that. It's just the way that it works, even though, yes, publishers and developers arguably are losing sales when you're buying used. If you could be buying the game new for $60 and GameStop is selling it for $55 used, that's money that goes to a middleman and not necessarily to the publisher or developer of that game. And, I don't really want to get into the whole used game argument, because there are some people that say you're taking money out of the pockets of developers and publishers. Other people saying if it wasn't for used games, I wouldn't have bought your first game that led me to buy your second game new. I see all the validity of those arguments, honestly. But that's why, because right now, it's still a really good relationship for publishers and retailers to work together. There's still a lot of hard benefits, as simple as talking to your friends about a game at work, and you go, oh, if you're playing that game, I'll pick up a copy too. I'm sure you've done that. I've done that, where people say, yeah, I'm playing this game, and I'm like, oh, I was thinking about getting that game. And it's so easy to be able to just say, I'll swing by the mall on my way home and pick up that game at a retailer, rather than to just buy it purely digitally. So while, publishers probably aren't always thrilled with what happens in the used game market, they accept that it's a reality. Bobby Kotick had said back in, I guess it was 2010, that he understands the gamers see used games as a form of currency, and he respects the fact that gamers feel like, I own this, and this is worth something, and this is worth something to me if I choose to trade it for something else that's also worth something. So I think the publishers, they're not really that unlike customers. You know what I mean? Like, I buy games, you buy games. Everybody that works at a game publisher also buys games, and they have a game collection, and they also feel that it's worth something. So, to keep working with retailers that support used games, is it really in anybody's benefit not to work with those retailers? Right now, I don't think it is. Until we see some other major shift in the industry, I think you're going to keep seeing retailers and publishers working together, even if the retailers don't always do things that are in the publisher's best interest. That's life. If you have another question for me, send it to YouTube at oneofswords.com. Of course, all of my stuff is at oneofswords.com. You'll find interesting things there if you go there, and I hope that you do. And until then, I will talk to you next time. Thanks for watching One of Swords TV.